What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So, to the day 3 of week 2 of Major 2 qualifiers ended about 2 hours ago. I did about 2 hours, maybe about hour and a half. I don't remember. I was playing some ranked during that period, so I was kind of multitasking. So. Let's just say tonight did not go as I thought it would. My pick'ems were only half right. Okay, maybe a quarter right. I was only right about one match, so yeah, is what it is. Let's go ahead and switch views real quick. Yeah, so kicking the night off, you had the Riyadh Falcons against the Carolina Royal Ravens. And let me first of all show you my pick'ems. I was nowhere close. So I said, because I love the Ravens, I said it was going to be a 3-2 in favor of the Ravens. That Boston Breach was going to beat Surge 3-0. This one I had right, 3-0. Optic Texas against Cloud9. Then I said FaZe Vegas was going to beat G2 3-1. Not quite how it went. That's not quite how it went at all. So, like I said, kicking off, Falcons against the Ravens, 3-0. It was very... The Ravens put up a fight. They put up one heck of a fight. I'm not gonna discount the Ravens in that fact. But 250 to 108 in the Blackheart hardpoint, they just I don't know what was up with the Ravens, but for some reason they just did not have it to win it. For some reason, I don't know. It's just wild. But then 6-3 and the Scar Search and Destroy, 4-3 and the Exposure Overload. It's something else on how they lost today. I mean, they had the potential to win, but they just, I don't know, they just couldn't get it together. The Falcons just ran them over. I mean, absolutely ran them over. Then the most shocking of the night, Vancouver Surge beat Boston Breach. Let me say again, Vancouver Surge beat Boston Breach. Never did I think they would. I mean, look at this. Blackheart hardpoint. 250 to 78. Look at that. 78. Colossus Search and Destroy. Breach won that one. That was 6-4. But then they got back into Respawn, and Vancouver Surge just kicked it up again and destroyed them again. I mean, 3-2 in the Den Overload, and 250 to 222 in the Colossus Hardpoint. And actually, hang on. They interviewed, I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was Gwen, maybe? Hang on. They interviewed one of the Surge boys right there at the end of their matchup. Let me pull that up because I didn't get a copyright strike for playing that in yesterday's video. So let me pull that up real quick. All right. So I can't remember who they interviewed, but we're fixing to find out.
Yeah, I see teams make the mistake so many times, right? Like about where do you want to put your focus. And we get down to like the final P3. You know, you're watching Boston and they're in control. Purge spawns up, another player with them. One guy can go to the back and like block your yellow, but you have to get tunnel control. Especially in desperate moments, people are going to start flying out. You don't double the back there, right? And then hit a late pinch. So some mistakes on the side of Boston, but capitalized on by Surge. And one man in particular, I think we're about to interview.
Yeah, Monster Winter Spotlight. Let's bring Gwen in.
Gwen, that's right.
Congratulations, brother, on your big win, the first win of this split. How you feeling?
Feeling good. Just taking a day at a time, getting better.
Getting better every day, baby. Boston Breach, though, it seems like you have their number pretty consistently. What is it about Boston Breach? You guys go toe-to-toe pretty often. Why do you think you have your number so well?
I don't think it's anything about that. It's just our team showed up today, and it was good showing out.
Well, more importantly, I guess, you do get your first win. You know, how do you think that, I don't know, betters your chances this split? Because we've been waiting a good while. One of the narratives we kind of said at the start, Toronto Koi, they got their first win. You're obviously battling for a spot in Major 2. So this win has to feel pretty good and potentially sets you up to not be one of the bottom 2 teams.
Yeah, I mean, none of us believe we're the bottom 2 teams. We play pretty good in scrims. Not the best, but we play pretty good. We're getting better. Just had to see one go through the net, to be honest. We've been choking so many map ones and everything else. We just had to see one go through the net.
Yeah, you saw one go through, and that was nothing but net, brother. You were balling today, Gwen. Yo, so talk to me, man. You switched roles. Obviously, you're SMG for so long, and you got AR in your hand. What's that been like for you, you know, transitioning coming into this game?
I mean, to be honest, before Challengers, I was in AR, like, playing S&D and all this stuff the whole time. I kind of just switched to a sub because I was told that's the easiest way to get in the league. So, like, honestly, like, AR is not that much harder. Like, honestly, I've just been trying to focus on myself. I don't know why I've been playing slow and, not slow, but, like, starting slow in matches and stuff, because I feel like in scrims I've been playing pretty good with AR. I guess just had to see one go through the net finally.
trying to get that to translate scrims to matches. That's always something players talk about, right? Of like how difficult it can be to be doing well in scrims and then it not really showing. So yeah, shout out on the first win today. You have a unique perspective where you guys aren't just struggling in one area. It's kind of like a back and forth of like sometimes you show strengths here, sometimes you show weaknesses here. What is y'all's approach to fixing those problems? Have you picked out a mode? Have you picked out roles, situations? Like how are you guys approaching getting kind of out of this rut?
Yeah, a big part of our hard point at first was our breaks.
Yeah.
So then we worked really hard on breaks, and then holding started becoming a little bit of trouble.
Right.
So we've been taking it one step at a time every day, just working on something.
The little building
especially
blocks.
Especially our S&D. Yeah, especially our S&D. Like we have Tej. Like Tej is the Go pioneer, so like us losing S&Ds is just unacceptable for us. Like got better.
All right, Gwen, well, good job on your first win. Like you said, you're not bottom 2, at least as of right now, so you're killing it for sure. Can't wait to see what you look like at the end of Split 2.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, big win, got the first one.
Yeah, like I say, y'all, it was a shocker with them winning today. Did not foresee that at all. It was just not something that I saw happening at all. I was left speechless. I mean, but like I say, Den overload 3-2, and then but this Colossus hard point was so close. I thought it was going to a game 5. I really, really did think it was going to a game 5. 250 to 222 on the Colossus hard point. I mean, and this ain't easy to win. It is not easy to win. P1 is hard to hold because you have so many points of entry for P1. It's not an easy map. Let's just say if you've played Colossus Hardpoint and ranked, it is not easy. But then Optic Texas versus Cloud9 went exactly as I thought it was going to. The Scar Hardpoint 250 to 133. I mean, it was a practically total annihilation this entire matchup. Den Search and Destroy 6-3. Now, I'm not going to discount that the Cloud9 does not have skills. This new roster definitely does have skills. They were popping off on Optic Texas at some points in this search and destroy, getting some really good shots off on them. But in the end, Optic Texas come out with the win. Exposure overload 6-5. If I recall correctly, this went to a sudden death. That went to a sudden death. I was actually surprised at that. But this Cloud9 team seems to be quite good at overload. Very, very good at overload, it appears. So we'll have to wait and see how they develop. But then G2 Minnesota versus FaZe Vegas, 3-2. I honestly saw FaZe winning that one. Did not foresee G2 winning it, but in the end they did. The Blackheart Hardpoint, 250 to 167. Scar Search and Destroy, 6-3. Den Overload, 4-3. I mean, this one, it was real good. It was really good. FaZe is definitely really good at Hardpoint. I mean, really good at Hardpoint. They had these Hardpoints locked down. I mean, locked down good. But with, I don't know. With the Search and Destroy, G2 seems to be the better team. They seem to be the better team. Because, I mean, look at that. 6-2, 6-3. I mean, they seem to be better than FaZe at the Search and Destroy. I thought FaZe was better, but I don't know. This matchup, it was very interesting because the Colossus Hardpoint 250 to 140, the Blackheart Hardpoint 250 to 167. It's, like I say, it was an interesting match. Interesting matchup. But, yeah, I think that's going to be everything for this one. Next weekend, kicking off on Friday, you have the Ravens against Boston Breach. You've got the Falcons against FaZe Vegas. You've got the Gentlemates against Cloud9. That's kicking off on Friday. And let's go ahead and put in pick'ems. So, Ravens against Boston Breach. I'm sticking with my Ravens. I'm sorry. I don't care how they play. I'm sticking with my Ravens. I'm going to say 3-2. 3-2. But the Ravens come out with the win. That's what I'm saying. FaZe versus Falcons. That's the question on this one. FaZe versus Falcons. I say... I'm gonna stick with FaZe. I say 3-2. Okay, and this, the Gentlemates are just so much better than Cloud9. 3-0. Sorry, y'all. 3-0. And let's see. G2 versus Falcons. Looking at how G2 played today, I'm gonna say 3-2 in favor of G2. The Heretics versus Koi. I'm going with the Heretics, and again, I'm going to say a 3-2. Now, this match will be interesting. They have not played each other since Major 1 tournament, where Vancouver Surge come out on top of the Ravens, and that'll be an interesting match for revenge there. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, they beat them 3-1. it would be interesting to see. I'm going to say the Ravens, but I'm going to say 3-2 as well. Optic versus Thieves. That's going to be an interesting match right there. I'm going to say, again, 3-2. I see that going to Game 5. I really do see that going to Game 5. Gentlemates against Koi. Gentlemates come out on top, but Koi puts up quite a fight, I would say. I'm going to say 3-1 for that. 3-1. FaZe versus Breach. $3-1? Yeah, I say 3-1. 3-0. Sorry, Cloud9. You got one. Well, I'll give you one map against the Heretics. I'll give you one map against the Heretics. I say 3-1 on that. And then Optic against Surge. 3-0. Sorry, Surge. Y'all did prove. You know what? I'll give you one map. One map against Optic. But y'all still have a lot to prove. Still have a lot to prove. See? Yep. That is what I say. But like I said, kicking off Friday, Ravens against Breach, Falcons against Vegas, and Gentlemates against Cloud9. It'll be some interesting matchups. But yeah, I think that's going to be everything I got for this video. Today was really interesting. A really interesting matchup. But I hope y'all have a great evening, great day, whenever you're watching this. But I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace out.